weekend edition of Morning Ride gets more interesting today, as it's time for us to join Chinazo Ucho Fojama for the biggest trend on X. She has a prodigy right here with us. Good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Francis. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've
morning.
never
Good
had that
morning.
privilege of
Good
having
morning.
both of you together. So.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why I was
First
just
time.
about to correct you that,
So there's another
Yes.
ex-girl now.
yeah, she's an ex-girl,
Oh.
a prodigy.
Yeah.
So the other ex-girl, Tega Oroje. Good morning,
Okay,
Tega.
the other
Good
ex-girl.
morning.
Yeah, the
Oh,
other
hey,
ex-girl.
the other ex-girl. Good to have ex-girls in the house. Good to have
Good
you.
morning, Tega.
Good
Welcome.
morning, blessing.
How's your week, Blessing?
Great. In Jesus' name, great.
Good
So
see.
how's yours, Francis?
First of all, I'll say that when someone adds religiosity into how they feel, then trust me, we're feeling the best way. So if you're saying in
Yeah.
Jesus' name, then I'm really saying amen to that. Really. Because the current level of religion, my week has been okay. Just okay.
Okay.
Busy as usual. But it's when you're busy that you know that you have essence and you know that you're trying to do something. It's distracting.
Yeah.
It's
It's also a distraction
no,
from
no.
realities when
Being
you're
busy
very
doesn't mean
deep.
you have essence all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
For me, it doesn't mean.
I think the busy bee literally feels like they are the most important creatures
Yes.
in the world.
But then when
Yeah,
you're
allow
busy
me
at
to
the
be
same
important.
time and you're productive,
Two
Right.
different
I think that's what really matters. When you're busy
Yes,
and
being
productive, but when you're
productive.
just busy and there's no
People don't
productivity
get
coming out of it.
sometimes when you're trying to even escape, part of escapism means not engaging now, indulging in work. Working a little
What
bit
are
harder.
you trying to escape?
Nigeria. Reality.
And then you're working in
You
Nigeria.
see why she said
the
it's
very, very fixed income that can't make anything come to the home.
Okay.
So you're trying to escape and you're trying to give yourself some essence, trying to feel that you're putting in effort to make things work out. So you're working extra hard.
Okay.
Even when you're not productive, you keep pushing.
But working
Sometimes you
extra,
get lucky
working
and
extra
productive.
hard though, does it bring extra income?
Sometimes, other times it's a distraction mentally. It's a distraction.
Like,
mentally.
just go and
You need to
sleep.
feel. No, that's even more depression. Because you start thinking and thinking, but when you're working, sometimes you feel like you're rendering help to
Yeah.
others. Other
Yeah.
times you
I
feel like
understand that.
this might yield something. It's like taking a bitter pill.
I understand
People believe that the more bitter a substance is, the more it has healing factors. The more bitter we work, the more we feel like we're going to heal. I'm just very
understand that.
philosophical.
I understand that. Actually, that's actually quite deep though. But let's not get into that. So take a how's your week?
My week was really good. I rested this week because
Strike.
the strike, and then I was on duty just, I think, the remaining 2 days, so I had a lot of time to rest.
No, beautiful.
That's good.
So
How's yours?
it was okay. Just there. Just there really, nothing extra.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, moving into the trends that we had this week. So one trend we had this week is CGPA of 4.98. So now 4.98 CGPA out of 5, that's actually something. So a LASU student was trending it was the best graduating student and he graduated with a CGPA of 4.98. Now the good thing about this is the Lagos state government, Sanwo-Olu Babajide, gifted him 10 million naira. So it was a big trend on X, as many people were saying, as you can see, school is not scam. And all of that. But then, for me, how does somebody get 4.98?
Very possible.
It's very, I know someone in my school that got 5 points, petroleum engineering.
I'm sorry, that doesn't mean that you never failed anything.
Yeah, I got an
Yeah.
A also.
She got an A or true, 5 points from my 100 level to 500 level.
But at the same time, I'm sorry, it's Nigeria, and like we have Nigerian lecturers that would just maybe fail you just so that
No,
you
if
don't
it's
get
so good that they cannot deny it.
No, they won't
Yes,
deny
plus
you.
if it's in a private schools,
I don't like that.
well, some are like that. There are obviously some lecturers that are like, but if you're lucky enough, you find yourself in private school and you're lucky enough to like have good lecturers, then if you're working out for your results, I don't see why you can't get your 5.0. It's extremely difficult getting like A or true, especially if you're doing 5 years, but it's not impossible.
I would love that.
It's
I
not
don't
possible.
get inspired. I wish you had told me this when I was in school. Maybe I would. Quite
So
inspired.
it's like Teka said, it's not impossible. If you put your mind to it, you will do it.
Okay.
And I'm glad this time around that the gift that was given to
Was
this person
tangible
is something
because
that-
yes,
I just
because-
want to stand on the other side, I'm concerned. 10 million
About-
naira, we are all applauding, right?
Yeah.
That's how many years? How many years? 4 years? 5 years? And some folks spent a couple of months in the swimming pool with food that they wanted to eat, when they wanted to eat, with good air conditioning, with a big baritone voice telling that this was Big Brother, and someone took 120 million naira out of it. We prioritize entertainment so much in Nigeria
Yeah.
that we'll begin to wonder why things are going abysmally low in the country. It's because we're not making celebrities out of the intellectuals. And until we do that, we're going to find more lazy Nigerians growing.
Yeah.
I don't think we can control that.
I think we
Yeah,
can try to control that.
How would you
We-
try
we-
to control that?
We need brands now to get into the picture.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
we need to have governments who can be engaging with brands. The cowbells, the pig mills,
Milo.
Yes.
the Milo, the Indomies. I'm giving free advert to them.
Also,
Yes.
let me get
You
this
guys
right.
come together and celebrate those who have broken boundaries, who've done
Yes,
great intellectually.
yes, yes.
That way, my son, my daughter can grow up to
But at
have
the
some
same
sense
time,
of
you
relevance.
also need to understand that, like, for these brands, it's not they're not just coming to celebrate you. At the same time, they are
Trying to
you are
make-
influencing for their brand, right?
And-
so,
and
but
then I have
now
a
with these
concern.
intellectuals, they might not
But
necessarily
that's
do the
the
job.
bane
I have a
of
concern
just to respond to Chinazo. I'm going to get to you. I'm ready for this because I've been angry about it for a long time.
Okay.
To get to Chinazo, you said the brands want to influence. There's something they call social responsibility.
Okay.
In Delta Broadcasting Service here, on our radio arm, the Voice of Delta, there are some programs that have been run. They're not run just because we want to please some people. They're run because it's a social responsibility to preserve culture. And those are language programs. So at the peak of the afternoon or morning, you're hearing robo requests, and you're not familiar with robo, Ijo, you know, and the likes. But this is not done just because we want to influence people to like our brand. It's done because we want to sustain and preserve something that is quite important to our polity, to us as a people. Intellectuals are quite important to us as a people, even to those brands. Name them. Telecom companies, I'm calling you out. Food companies, we have lots of them, calling you out. They would help you. Most of them come with silly adverts, you know, that shows they have intellectual children after they have drank their milk. How about you show that intellectual boy or girl and show that they drank your milk, and that's why they're that brilliant. So people can begin to want to aspire to get that kind of result, the 5-point GPA. Go for them, get them, senators too. Do that too in your constituency, do something. Why don't you keep coming?
Let's hear
So Blessing,
Yes,
shoot,
I
please
have a
shoot me.
concern. Now, the fact that somebody made 5 points in school, or the person was the best graduating student, doesn't mean the person will be really successful, you know?
If that argument is an argument that we've agreed, we've accepted,
No,
we've
no, no,
embraced
no.
that argument.
What I mean is,
We've accepted the
okay,
reality
the
of
Lagos
that.
State government gave him 10 million naira.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't, you know, do anything good with it? What if he's just...
No, but you don't know at
No,
that point.
We don't know, but Francis is saying he's calling on brands to come and
calling on
appreciate these people.
Dragging
The
on
reason why
brands,
they focus
dragging
on
on brands.
celebrities, like you said, the reason why they focus on celebrities, because these celebrities, after the show, they come out there and they are in everybody's faces.
Yeah.
So they get publicity. But these callers,
Okay,
they
so
just
they-
decide to live a no life.
I just said,
They decide to take their money
I just
and-
said,
But
and
I
decide
just
to be
said,
the spotlight.
let's talk about
So
celebrities.
the brands
giving-
doing that is just they're doing charity.
Exactly, but
They're not doing it
that's
to
what
boost their
Francis-
business.
That social
what Francis was
responsibility
saying.
often seems to be charity.
But you know the world we live in.
But
It's
that's a
like-
cruel
like I
one
said,
because
it's
if we
not easy
keep
for us to
talking about the
control it.
world we live in, then we'll keep doing our wicked because the heart of man,
The
according
only
to the
thing
Bible, is
I
desperately
know that
wicked.
these
We keep being
brands should
wicked
do,
because that's the world we
the only
live
thing I
in.
know that these brands should do
Yes.
is sponsor educational programs like
Yes.
the spelling bee, the maths
They
competition.
already do that.
But
don't-
there's no
they don't do it
much
as they
light
do
to it.
BBN. They should push it the way
Why
they
are you
push
guys
Big Brother
always on
Nigeria.
BBN?
Because
BBN
it's
is
the
a franchise on its own.
BBN
Can you
is
guys
like
just
the
let
most
BBN
watched-
be?
It's not a
Over
franchise
in
on its own.
Nigeria.
They get brands to support them.
They have
give to
more
them.
than
So why do you want
for
everybody
them.
to do what? If everybody starts doing what BBN is doing, then nothing makes BBN special. You guys should just let
No,
BBN
she's
be.
not
Why
saying
do you
that
guys-
we are not
what
saying they shouldn't
BBN
be.
is
We're
doing,
saying
but
they
like
should
they should
sponsor educational
promote and
programs like that
sponsor
too.
educational
If we're all
programs.
crying that the society is decaying, then we have to put our hands together
Yes.
to make sure that we begin to.
Like
But at the same
Wikipedia
time-
used to reign before, but now we don't hear about Wikipedia that much again.
Yes.
It's the first time I think when I was in junior secondary school that it rained a lot. People's like a lot of focus was on it, but that focus isn't there again. But you
Yeah.
see, when BBN is about to start, the whole country is down for BBN.
Chinasa,
Yes.
I'm
But you don't
sorry.
see people talking about Wikipedia, all these educational programs. Well, that's why most people now, most young things now, they want to go into like the celebrity lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't really
Everybody
focus
wants
on
to be
the
an
educational
influencer
part.
now.
Everybody's an
Okay,
influencer.
I'm going to go
That's
for
the
Chinazo
benefits.
too. You said what's special? There was something you said. There was a statement you made. I'm going to come.
I said
from.
when everybody starts doing what BBN does, then nothing makes BBN special.
Why should BBM be special?
Why shouldn't BBN be special?
Why should
If you come up with an idea one day and then everybody wants to do what you're doing, I don't
why
understand.
should intellectuals not be more special than
Exactly.
people who go? Look at
That's
let's
what
talk about
the point
BBM.
here.
Let's talk about BBM and why we are concerned.
Okay.
Ilebaye, We had that
Okay.
conversation here about the
Okay.
kind of things she was wearing, and I was the one defending her. You all remembered. I was the devil's advocate. You all attacked me. I
Okay.
took it. But I knew that she was terrible. Yeah, but I defended her somehow because I was thinking about the other side of the coin.
Okay.
Let's move on. Fina, going all around. Really,
So
really,
you're
I'm
not
coming.
talking about
We talk about
the,
BBN. I want to talk about BBN.
contestants now.
Dragging, and Blessing talked about BBN and how the influencers are on the face of the public. But then Fina comes and gives Big Brother Nigeria bad publicity all the while. You know, intellectuals are intellectuals.
I
If someone
think
has
that's
struggled to
it.
get, yeah, please, you go ahead with
Okay.
that. If somebody has struggled to get a 5-point GDPA, 4.98 GDPA, they were successful in school. You know, they might not be successful after school, but they were successful in school. And one of the reasons that many of them don't get successful after school, they don't get guidance.
Okay.
They don't get the kind of guidance they
get
need.
pushed
They don't get a
and-
push. If they had sort of people who you know, just like Big Brother Nigeria housemates, ex-housemates, you see them pushing them, selling them here and there, taking them to do
Job
projects and the rest of them,
interviews,
they
yes.
begin to see what they have excel. But most of them in school, before you can get a 5-point GDP or 4.98, you weren't doing anything apart from
Frankly,
studying.
let me just
You
add
probably
something to
do.
what you're saying.
The
You
rest
continue.
negative.
You know one thing about this BBN thing, it's the negativity that thrives.
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember this BBN winner, Miracle? He's doing so well for himself. Miracle can be an inspiration to younger people, but you're not seeing anything.
And they're not even trying to use
They're
it
not
to
liking
use
him.
it.
But
The one
what
person
what shows that, like, what I'm
bad.
saying is, it's the negativity, the
Yes.
winners that
Oh,
are.
bad news is
I'm
good.
sorry,
news.
bad eggs that are thriving.
Miracle
Yes,
is
but
not
if you
begging to be
notice-
pushed.
He's not
wants
begging,
that,
but
like,
like,
you
it's
know,
what I'm saying.
People don't know
BBN
about how
promotes
he's striving.
social vices, promotes
Yes.
Okay, so
all the wrong things in the society. They
BPN,
promote
was
it.
not the, BPN is not the trend here, so let's just go back to the trend. Right, so I still want to commend the Lagos State government
Yeah,
for
do that,
giving him
commend
that.
10 million naira.
It's something.
But it's not,
It's
it's,
something,
a
it's
lot.
huge.
Yes, it's a lot, it's not something.
It's something
because
small compared to
what
Twenty.
I personally
What
BPN gets of
Nigerian Idol, that of like Biggie, and I'll call that brand, other competitions too that celebrate
I
entertainment.
MTN,
personally
Project
know,
Shade.
I'm sorry, before you be done with this,
Okay,
isn't it? It's not far-fetched why entertainment is selling in Nigeria
okay,
and all over the world
okay.
because somehow they get more attention.
Yes.
The simple mathematics.
Yes.
If agriculture got more attention, maybe it would have succeeded like entertainment in Nigeria. Same with computer software, ICT, and the rest of them. Maybe if we give them more attention. Do you know there was a debate on drilling and petroleum engineering in this country, and only a family member was celebrating it in our status? Nobody knew, and this is what we do. This is what we do in Nigeria. We drill oil, and the participants who were debating against other contenders from Ghana, and Nigeria was at pole position at some point, and he didn't even go on Twitter. And we expect things to be better. No, we're going to have more
The
witch
truth
kids.
is,
They're gonna do
you
great
see,
songs,
you
so we're
see
gonna
other
love them.
countries like China, other countries, you see their children from young age, they are talking about tech, they're talking about innovations.
celebrating
It's because the government
intellectuals.
puts priority on those things.
Sure.
So if we are tired of what is happening in Nigeria, we have to shift our focus
Listen,
on
I refuse to take the same
negativity.
path.
Yeah.
Yes, and focus
Sometimes
on,
there's a lot
on
of
better
brain
things. That's
drain.
just the truth.
But let's be
You
honest,
see,
so
we
Nigerians
have-
like entertainment.
They like entertainment, but at the same time, we should place priority on the most important
We like
things.
reward. We get rewarded entertainers.
can-
We want to get rewarded.
Yes.
That's why there's
China,
a lot
they
of
have
brain drain.
entertainment
Like
too.
a lot of intellectuals are
But-
leaving this country.
We should, the youth now, everybody wants to make quick money.
Yeah.
I saw a particular media influencer telling ladies, I saw this morning, that if your body is all you have,
She's actually a good
use it to go out of poverty. Can you imagine?
Okay, so let's move on from this because this is going really. So I was
Kudos to the
still
Lagos
saying-
State government.
Yes,
but
and I
more
wanted
state
to
governors should do
mention
more.
that
Hallelujah, we're same
I
path.
know, although I don't know that this was as high as 4.98, but it's a particular university that their best graduating students got 20,000 naira. And you know what the student used the 20,000 naira to do?
What?
To buy POS. I started POS.
Oh no, that's a good one.
That's a good one now. Start a business.
But you see that? Oh, you see that 20,000 naira?
No, the problem here is you go to school for years and then you not gonna sit under one umbrella.
Do you know how much these POS people make?
That's not the point.
I think
that's not the
you
point.
look
The
at
point is
bigger
you should be-
picture.
you should-
So now
exactly.
you're pained.
No,
You're pained.
he's looking at the bigger
You're
picture.
pained at the situation
knows
of
that.
that. Yeah.
Okay, even though he has gotten these excellent results,
Yeah.
there are no jobs anywhere. And even if you
So-
get jobs, you need connections. So he found a business idea and he took it upon
No, we
himself.
love
That's
the guy.
good. I love the
But the
students.
school,
I'm saying
yes.
God will not forgive the owner of that
20,000
school.
naira.
20,000
Are you
naira.
okay?
No, God will not forgive them
God will not forgive them.
at all. God will
So
not
let's
forgive
move on
them.
to Mtega. Do you have any other?
20,000. naira. 20,000 naira. Why not offer him a job? Why not offer him a job in the
guy
school?
in his school.
Thank you.
Yeah, offer him a job.
They gave him 20,000 naira.
That's what we're saying. Now you agree with us that
Well,
we
this
don't place priority on
university
very
is the
important
one,
things.
to pronounce that fatwa or not to persecute, because they should have just taken the young man or the young lady back as a lecturer in their school. That's a good start.
No, it was a whole
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
they gave the student an envelope and like come and they took pictures and all of that and you open it and see 20,000 naira.
And there's a joke about, not a joke, reality though, about a man whose uncle was in the US for a long time. Or it's a very entitlement joke. And when the man came back, he gave the guy 1,000 naira back then. And the young man looked at the money and said, "Oh, cool, after 15 years, he went, crossed over and got a bottle of beer and drank it all, dropped it on the table and said, well, come back home." I walked away. They have spent that money. I think at that point, the graduate should have just called all the graduates and said,
Yeah.
"Okay, let's get soda for all of us or BS for all of us and
Yeah.
drink and say
Nah,
thank you."
no, the POS was a good idea. So take that. Any other?
Okay, yes, on X, it was also trending about fuel subsidy.
Oh,
Tinubu called out Tinubu's government, and said that they are lying to Nigeria that they have removed fuel subsidy, but they are secretly still paying it.
when it comes to fuel subsidy, I try to even subsidize my thoughts to try to manage what I'm saying, because these things are confusing. We've heard
Yes.
about the government paying subsidy, on a very clandestine level. At the same time, we've heard the government saying there's no 5.43 trillion naira anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything of that sort anywhere. But I think the biggest concern is that whatever the government is doing should work for Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have to explain. Some of the greatest things are the things that you don't have to explain
Yeah.
so much. If you have a concept and you explain so much about that concept, it is flawed. The fact that the government has continued explaining about fuel subsidy and how they're going about it
Yeah.
means that it is flawed. Something is not right about it. The concept is terrible. It's not working for Nigeria. And I know that it sounds very unintelligent to say that they'll bring back subsidy. But I might even say that because I have fact that from 2001 to 2014, and I've said this over and over again, Nigeria was the fastest growing economy in Africa, one of the fastest in the world, and there was fuel subsidy. So something is going wrong with Nigeria.
Yeah.
And there are countries that, even pay for the marriage ceremonies of their young people, and they produce fuel too. So somehow Nigeria should learn how to give to Nigerians some things from what they have suffered from. We also go through a lot when it comes to soothing gas suits here and there.
Yes.
People in River State have it all on their nose. There's no compensation whatsoever. Fishes die in the water, swamp, and in the ocean. No compensation whatsoever. They just compensate people around the village. How about the larger community? We are suffering from what we produce. What do we enjoy from what we produce? So it's quite unintelligent to talk about, now, put back the fuel subsidy, because many intellectuals, people who like to feign to be intellectuals, stick to the point of, we must take that bitter medicine, that bitter leaf, to get treatment. So we must suffer like this before we get treatment. But this is not working. The solutions are too much. It shows that it's just too wrong. That's what I think.
And Nigerians were calling out, especially people in Lagos, saying that when Okonjo-Iweala was trying to educate us on the removal of fuel subsidy, that people were insulting her in Lagos,
Yeah.
and then now see what the government is doing. That as 2015, it was 97 naira for fuel,
Yeah,
digital fuel, but now it's 685 naira to 700.
715.
The truth is-
715 for places.
The truth is, some analysts have come to say the federal government is still paying subsidy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just lying to Nigerians. And
Yes.
I know now that the federal government, they lie to us all the time. What we are experiencing in this country is a result of corruption. It's as a result of corruption. That's just the truth. Whether they're paying subsidy or there's no more subsidy, it's just corruption. Those are the hands of affairs. They know what they're doing. They know what they ought to do right, but they don't do it. We've seen marketers accuse the NNPCL of being corrupt, of making Nigerians go through so many troubles to get petrol, when they take this petrol and sell to those that will, you know what, it's just corruption. That's what I
buy
know.
that, I agree.
If the federal government really want to work on this, they really want to make this country work, it's just that it's going to be difficult for them to do that because they may have compromised one way or the other. So to start calling out people, to start punishing people, to start making people pay for their, to start making people hold them accountable for their actions, it will be difficult. So what we're suffering from is just corruption. Corruption at
Yes.
every level. Now it's just not just about the government alone. Even officers in small offices, they're corrupt as well. So corruption has eaten deep into our society, and I don't know.
It's like new normal for us.
Yes, I don't know where we're going to start from to resolve this issue, but
just
something has to be done.
I just love everything Blessing has said, you know, and
Yeah.
it's quite deep. It's something that political parties should be concerned about. I'm talking particularly to the APC and the PDP. Why? Because sometimes when Nigerians are going all gaga about the obedience movement, many Nigerians were going gaga about it, we're not comfortable. It only takes time for another party that looks like it's out of the usual system to come, and Nigerians go all crazy about them again, and they lose grip of something they know how to control. So it's quite important for them to begin to fish out those corrupt officials, because it takes an independent party to come at the center and fish out those people who are corrupt. And
If
who
they
are,
fish out the corrupt
but it
people,
affect the big dogs
it will
politically.
affect them
So that's
themselves.
what Nigerians are
because
looking
they
for.
compromise.
That's what Nigerians are looking for. You know, an independent party to just come around. You know, Nigerians are all about Labour Party because Nigerians had the feeling that's what independent. So the APC, the PDP should be very concerned about fishing out and acting very neutral, so that Nigerians can have trust and keep voting them. We believe that these people have experience and power, whether the APC or the PDP, but they need to really make good of the position they are in, so that Nigerians can vote them again. It's just for
that's going to be
democracy.
a big fight. Remember last week when we were talking about something, we were talking about a bill, and Ogaga said that bills are being sponsored in Nigeria.
Yeah.
All over
I
the world, they're
remember.
sponsored all
Yes,
over the world.
but see, in
All
Nigeria,
over the world.
it's something else. They sponsor the wrong things, and the bills that don't benefit the country are passed easily. So it's going to be a big fight. And the parties you just talked about, APC and PDP, they're all compromised. There are people, there are big shots that are sponsoring the party. There are people that come with money to sponsor elections. And when you sponsor the elections, when you get into power, they come to you, they make their demands. You have no right to say no. You have to bend the rules for them. So it's going to be a big fight.
You know, in almost any country,
So-
people sponsor
Bills.
political journeys,
Okay.
whether bills or political party or a candidate they
Yes.
support. But it takes a very savvy leader, and this is why Nigeria needs leaders that are savvy, that are intellectual, that are very experienced, that are people who are into business and leadership, so that they can know how to bend corners, maneuver through all these interests that they might have, that might have sponsored them. That's what makes a good leader, you know. So I'm really calling on these parties. There's a reason I'm calling on them to be concerned, because I can't just go straight up and tell them that, you know, what you're doing is nasty. You know, you have to change. I just want them to understand the consequences of not trying to be neutral. I wish they understand. It's going to be a tough journey, though,
Yeah, tough
because we have to
journey.
change the legislature, which many of them dance around executive members.
Okay.
We have to change local government chairmen, councillors are crying out loud. I think all leaders, but they have to remember that if they don't stand neutral, it's going to backfire someday.
And so
it's
my
very
just
simple.
speculating
So moving
again, there's
on.
going to be a revolution, but I don't want a situation where this country would be, you know,
Ungovernable.
would be what?
Ungovernable.
Ungovernable, and
Yes.
then people would suffer, because if there's going to be a revolution, lives will be lost. I don't want that to
Yeah.
happen.
First of all,
Yeah.
intellectual revolution is what we seek.
So moving on to the biggest.
Oh, we're not.
We were not on it yet.
Minor trends.
Oh, the minor, okay.
So moving on to the biggest trends and the biggest trends on X this week.
Okay.
So to start, we had hashtag National Grid trending. We had hashtag NLC trending. So take that, Diwana.
Okay, so NLC was trending, and it was like the biggest topic on everyone's mouth, including those civil servants, those working in government offices, and everybody in Nigeria generally. So people were talking about how they shut down the national grid,
Yeah.
and about like how banks is interrupted, like bank transfers, interrupted like the hospitals functioning properly, even petroleum stations wanted to go on strike too. So it's greatly disrupted like activities in Nigeria. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, kamikaze is a very important word, you know, that we must embrace here. Kamikaze, you know, I kill you, I kill myself. You know, but somehow I'll have to win. That's what I see happening. And it's when frustration comes. Very big.
Me of.
Go ahead.
It reminded me of that video.
Which video?
This video with like a woman where she was speaking to a young girl. I think it was like an interview type of thing. She was speaking to a young girl, and then she was saying the young guy cannot leave her. If you want to leave her, instead of you to leave me, I'll kill you and kill myself.
But that's what it looks like. You know, when you're fighting, have you ever, you know, when we were younger, we used to do a lot of brawls, a lot of fights in here and there. And so sometimes you might fight the wrong person, or
Yeah.
a smaller person, and you're bigger, and you keep beating the person. It's quite risky. The person is determined because they use the statement, "You will kill me, and I'll kill myself. I'll kill you." One of us, either of us or both of us would die at this point.
This is not funny.
That's when things have
What's
gotten
going
so.
on with Labour
When things have
It's
gotten
not
so
funny.
bad
Oh, God.
that the person is willing to die.
Yeah.
But first, either of us will die because I'm already dying. Somebody was in the bus and somebody was talking about the separationist movement, the Biafra movement. Was shouting, "Yeah, can you stand war? If you were shot, if the war comes, you are shot, you will just die." One man was very quiet behind the bus and he just got angry and screamed in pidgin, "The one where you did in our life, are you living?" I think that's
Very
where
valid question.
and the TUC and many other Nigerian workers are tilting towards.
So,
Mostly Nigerian workers, Chinazo, because the NLC and TUC, we don't even understand the grammar they speak. We don't know if they speak
Yeah.
English or Greek, but maybe they are speaking. But basically, Nigerian workers are ready to not have lights for 20 years, not have, what else again? The airport working for another 20 years.
Okay.
No matter how long it takes, but the Nigerian worker needs to be paid properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the truth because we are dying already. So if they try to shut these things down, I think workers were okay with it.
Okay, so let's quickly move on to the Swiss because workers
Okay.
were okay with it, but I don't think people on X would agree with you because we were not okay with it. But
You're not okay with what?
We're
I've not
not
had
okay
lights
with
for the past how many weeks? So
I don't think
Exactly.
It's very different.
Exactly. I don't think it makes any difference because there was no
Yeah.
light. There's no light normally.
So okay, so let's move on. Let's move on and take the Swiss. So
Okay.
this Swiss says, just got a report that someone's dialysis appointment at University of Ife Teaching Hospital for this morning was cancelled. Hope they find an alternative place for him to do this dialysis. How many children will be removed from incubators as a result of the power grid transmission shut down by Ajero and his cohorts?
Okay, cohorts.
Oh, I don't understand this tweet.
What don't you understand?
Because basically hospitals have generating sets.
Yes, it's
just a
generating
standard.
sets.
And let's make this clear too.
Yes.
We said here, and this is what we're talking about. I'm sorry to
And people should
take
stop. Wait, people should
Ogra.
stop acting ignorant. They should stop acting like they were not aware that Labour gave. They informed us that they were going to go on strike on
On
Monday.
the 31st of May.
Yes, they
So-
informed
so-
us.
so yes,
If
so yes,
this
now
man
everybody-
had a flight, he had an appointment. He should have gone a day
Look
before.
at that
I was like,
tweet.
but not everybody knew.
Everybody knew it was.
It was on news. I think
It's
if you're
everywhere.
listening to news, you're
Chinazo,
listening to
I want to
radio,
look
you're
at
on
this tweet
social media.
on the screen and look at that tick there, that blue tick there.
Yes.
It's quite important that I forgot to record that endorsement. That's
Yes,
something.
very
verified
Yes.
handle. And I don't mean this is it, but it might be. Just the same way that the legislature gets influenced to pass bills. Social media influencers are there too. And they might even not just be those who come with fine skin and say
Yeah.
skin like milk. There are people on X, or formerly called Twitter, who actually help political parties, entertainers, pass a narrative to the people.
Yeah.
Because they have followers who believe in anything they say. So tweets like this, they look intellectual, but they are specious. They're not actually what it is. The hospitals have generating sets, even local hospitals. When I said kamikaze, I knew why I said kamikaze, because the rich don't even use the electricity that we enjoy.
Okay.
Most of them have.
So let's not even.
It's
go-
about the poor. We are going to suffer, but the
So
point is
let's
that
not
workers are
even
saying
go
let's suffer
far.
all
Let me
together.
even speak about what happened in my home.
Yeah.
My auntie wanted to go to the hospital, as a specialist hospital to be precise, but apparently military men were there and or police or whatever. They were not letting anybody into the hospital. So I don't know about people that were already in the hospital, but what if there was an emergency and they were not letting anybody enter?
What were the military men doing?
She just said they were not letting anybody enter the hospital.
That's their
She
fault.
came back
Military
I
home.
don't think
I'm
the
not
military
calling
men
that.
have anything to do
They're
with
not
labor. They're on labor.
They're not
We're
the
not even
Military
sure.
men
We're not even sure if they are military men too.
Exactly.
Because remember during the NSAS protest, because history is good, and I think they should teach street history too, so that we remember some things that happened on the streets. During NSAS protest, at some point people got violent. People were carrying machetes and doing all sorts of violent acts.
Yeah.
Do you know many of them were sponsored to infiltrate, corrupt, and destroy what was brought from a very good place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it can happen too, just to pass a narrative. I'm saying that the level of corruption Nigeria has gotten to and the way that we influence negativities just to keep holding on to power is what would destroy Nigeria eventually. It's what's going to bring Armageddon if we don't have revolution.
So let's move on and
That
take
particular
other
tweet,
first.
the guy, is it Otega? What's his name?
Yeah,
Ogra.
Ogra.
What would he have Labour do? Just fold their hands and let the federal government play with them the way they want?
You
Okay,
so,
is
so
that what
you,
you're
you,
saying?
you know
I
what?
Negotiations failed. They had a
Yes.
period. They gave the federal government a deadline. Negotiations failed.
And the
It's obvious the federal
government started
government is
acting
playing with
after it
Nigerian
failed.
workers. So what should they have done?
So this
Okay,
is not
I
even
think
about
They would have gone on
labor.
strike without shutting down the national grid and
I think let's
shutting down
let's
airports.
read these tweets.
The politicians will not be bothered whether
Yeah.
lecturers
When every other thing is
whether they go
going
to work
on.
or not. The same federal government refused to pay lecturers when they were on strike. When they resumed, they said they would not pay lecturers for going on strike. And strike is legal in the country. So the federal government, they know what they're doing. That's the only way the labor could get their attention.
Okay.
But it's a bother that
The
everything,
most annoying thing is
if
that
you
this-
ask me, everything
Yeah.
was pointless at the end because
Because labor is labor.
I said
to take out the
kamikaze.
other tweets.
Kamikaze.
Okay, let's take this tweet.
Yeah.
Nigerians can't even come together to support the NLC in shutting down the country to demand better from government. Talking about why should they cut off national grid, that's what protest is all about. It's an inconvenience, but it drives its point home. The Nigerian politicians can't believe their luck. What a people. And that tweet said, I still don't understand how you can shut down national grid intentionally and keep hospitals without power and get away with it. So what this first tweet was basically saying that it's a form of protest. Shutting down national grid was like also a form of protest. If they not shut national grid, like what Blessing said, it would be basically FG will not be concerned. Federal
Yeah.
government will be concerned. It's basically be the same thing.
Yeah.
The truth is, the places I want them to even shut down is to go to Abuja, the headquarters.
Yeah.
Shut down their offices. Not even the airport is good, but the national grid, some persons are saying, okay,
Yes.
hospitals, yeah, I get that one. But the strike, they should make sure that the strike really affects the elite, the politicians first before the people. But at the same time, like Francis said,
Because if you
You
read
can't,
it
and,
doesn't
and-
really
and you
affect
can't,
any
and you
of
can't
them.
have your cake and then eat it.
mhm.
And that's where Nigerians have a problem. You know, when Goodluck Jonathan came with a good theory of fuel subsidy removal, we attacked him. We crucified that Jesus, you know, at a point. He was quite a holy man with that thought, you know, good thought. Even those who propelled or are propelling now for fuel subsidy removal joined in fighting this man. And now the NLC are fighting for increments in the wage of the average worker. And some Nigerians are bringing other narratives to say, don't make us uncomfortable because you want to fight. No one fights without getting a blow. We should stop this silliness and this childishness. We were not trained to be lazy people. You want to throw a punch, take another. You want to have a strike action, you suffer a little. It's a simple narrative. So some of us who grew up in a very sad world that we used to fight, we understand the end result. You come back home with a swollen head, but you feel like you won the fight after all.
Yeah.
You got your
Yeah.
respect back. Has the NLC gotten their respect back? Even now they have failed. Because the same government officials, person I was talking about this morning, on interviews will say, this is the one labor union that has gone on more strike than all the labor unions put together. And this is the same government that negotiated with them to hold on the strike. So you need to fight. If you have to shut it down, shut it down. And maintain your ground. That's the only way things
I
can
think
be
that's the
better for
problem here,
Nigeria.
maintaining your ground. But let's move on from that because we don't have time. So the next big trend is Heritage Bank. So Central Bank of Nigeria revokes the banking license of Heritage Bank PLC. So I'll just go straight into taking the tweets for lack of time. So this is saying, so this is another, so after, so sorry, let me go back. Their license was revoked, but then apparently we saw some other thing that said their license, there was a rumor in the, I think around February or January, beginning of the year, there was a rumor that their license was going to be revoked, but Central Bank came and debunked this rumor and all of that. And now the same Central Bank that did not make people take away their monies has now come and shut down the bank. So this is saying, this circulated sometime in January when the rumor came that Heritage Bank is crashing. And same CBN woke up and now revoked the license, leaving both staff and customers to wail over their funds. NDIC didn't insure staff accounts deposits. This next tweet is saying, Omo, this is crazy. The whole paying of 5 million to people with more money in the bank has to be false. Because what is all this wahala for? If they are revoking license, why does customers have to suffer for it? The situation is just pissing me off.
And that tweet said, this can only be happening in a lawless country. Heritage Bank has been making losses and you let it run without trying to sell it off to investors and secure the funds of the masses. NDIC quoting over 99% has less than 5 million when they didn't insure staff deposits.
And then this last tweet is saying, so a marketer who decided to grow her balance sheet by gathering her family funds and savings to boost her target under her own savings account should just fold hands and watch the money go. This country is really the crime scene we watch in movies.
I thought the CBN came out to say that the money that the customers have in that bank will be refunded. They'll get their money back. That's what the CBN said.
So we're that it's only for customers that have, I think, above or below 5 million, but it's not for everybody.
They're not serious.
5 million above.
They should come and file a joint suit against the CBN.
Okay.
Yes, because like they should have been informed. Like
Not even informed, whether they're informed or not, give
Yeah.
them their money. There's no excuse for that.
But
What
shouldn't
do
they have been informed? Like,
should have been
I mean, before
informed, like,
something shuts down,
that is the
if
duty
you are
of
genuine, you will let them
The
know
truth
that,
is,
oh, this.
one thing
is
I've
not
noticed
true.
in Nigeria is once there is a news, like this 105,000 naira proposal, if there's a news in Nigeria, there's an atom of truth in it.
Okay.
It's always like that. If the tweets are saying that, you know, in the past, the CBN, there were rumors that the CBN is going to revoke their license.
Mm-hmm.
As a customer, you should have started looking for a way to move
So that you're
forward.
blaming the
No,
customers.
no, I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming them. I'm only saying that as Nigerians, we should always be at alert because anything can happen. But for the CBN should refund their money. There's no
Because
Okay.
another thing
anything
here
to
is
talk
also
about.
network.
Even if it's 5,000 naira that the customer has,
Yes.
that you should be giving back to that person.
because they worked out for
No,
it.
what Nigerians are going through right now.
The NDIC are the ones to do that payment, and they've said, like that tweet said, 99% of those people who are in the bank of they have less than 5 million naira, so they won't be settled. The concern here is the bureaucracy that might happen, the stress they have to go through to process and get back their monies. And so over 4,000 people have 5 million and above. Over 4,000 people. They made it look little, but that's a huge number, 4,000 people already. I think they have 2.3 million customers who are affected by this, but 99% of them somehow have less than 5 million, so they'll be refunded. But the NDIC is saying that, you know, they're going to sell assets. When the money's come, they'll start paying back those who have 5 million above. So even the legal suit is not going to work.
I'm sorry,
So
but like, I
when
don't
is
have
that
a
going to
problem with how
happen?
long this is going to take.
Exactly,
Like,
when
I
is
want
that
my
going
money
to
right
happen?
now.
Yeah, that's
That
the
was
problem.
one.
So that tweet was right.
So
But
imagine
look,
if
look,
you
but
have
to-
Heritage Bank as your main bank.
That's the
You
problem.
wait for how many this thing?
But also,
And we
you know,
can't
I
trust
normally take the horn.
Nigerians.
What I normally take my horn and put it on this head and be a devil's advocate because we're all tilting towards one direction. So I have to tilt towards the. Basically, I saw that tweet you read about the person saying that we heard rumors and the CBN dispelled those rumors. And what do you think the CBN was supposed to do?
That's what I was
They should
saying.
Because CBN was trying to really ensure that the bank survives. Remember, the CBN's goal is even a bigger picture. There was a time that you just have your monies in banks in this country before Soludo, who is now governor of Anambra State, when he was CBN governor. He had to come in. To the 5 billion, you have to have that asset state first before you can start. And many banks were pushed away because back then, you'd have your money in a bank and without even knowing what's going on, the bank just folds up. So these customers that we are crying for would have just been sitting back at home one day and heard the Heritage Bank has folded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we'll still throw shots at the CBN because somehow, why didn't they intervene? But now the CBN is intervening. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be a very ugly journey. But this is corporate world. And these are the things that people suffer in the corporate world. The most important thing is to speed up action of the NDIC to begin to pay monies to those who are affected. I wouldn't even say with a little interest because if you saved in Naira...
In which country?
I'm just saying,
Little interest.
I'm not sure.
In this country.
I was just saying, allow
They're
me...
saying they can't pay all. They're going to pay for pay those who have 5 million. And
Allow me
say
be John
interest.
Lennon and be a dreamer a
Really?
little bit. I wish
Yeah.
it happens that they
Yeah,
give
you're being a dreamer right
a
now.
little money to them because the Naira is getting devalued every day. Maybe in a couple of months we hear 2,000 Naira to $2,000 to $1. We
Francis,
don't know.
wake
And those
up
monies will
from
become
that right now.
useless.
Not in Nigeria.
But my point is, they should speed up action for the NDIC
Yeah.
to ensure that those customers get their monies back.
Yeah.
That's the only
I
thing.
saw a
It's so
headline.
sad.
Mercy K,
Yeah.
Nigeria winner, came out to cry out that she has about 100 million in that bank, and
Oh my.
let's hope
She's among
that
4,000
she
people.
pulls her weight. And when celebrities come out to talk about things like this, they always have a way of,
Yeah, they will call her to,
making them
they'll,
act. So
they'll
she
call
should
her,
not.
they'll call her to the side and give her 100 million and say, calm down, man. That's the problem we have in this country. And she'll be calm. You start wondering why she's calm. She'll begin to beg you to.
That's why we need intellect. Because if it's someone who is intellectual, someone who has
Is this your about to call for BBN people again?
no, what I'm saying is if it's
Not just
someone
media
who
people. We
who has
we
people
talk
like
about
that,
Nigerian Idol.
even after getting your own 100 million, you still keep pushing them to hasten up and pay others.
Yes, better.
So let's move on to the last big trend. So we had Tony Abraham trending. We had Tinubu trending. We had hashtag Eniola Badmus trending.
Okay, I think I get this today already.
Okay.
You get this today.
So these three hashtags all boils down to the same point. So this says, your leadership has brought significant progress and hope to our nation. Eniola Badmus celebrates President Tinubu on his first year in office.
And that tweet said, for supporting this useless government, anywhere Eniola Badmus day, I command her to begin to add weight.
This other tweet is saying, Eniola Badmus, keep staying on IGO. The day you come to this app, X, is the day we will finish you for supporting this government because you are ripping out of it. So Tony Abraham was also trending, and Tony Abraham. So I think Tony Abraham got like the
emotional.
Yeah, the back end of
Yes.
everything because like,
Yes.
she really was dragged. So we have the video and we're gonna show it to you. But right before we take the video, we'll take this tweet. This tweet says, "Tinubu, where you support won't get peace of mind past you." At Tony Abraham, because of money. See as everybody they lay cost on you. Now tell us that bandit has for us before I send my own cost. Everyone used to love you in movies, but then we see you supporting the criminals.
And that tweet said, this country is currently experiencing the 10 plagues of Egypt, and Tinubu is 8 out of the 10 plagues. The remaining 2 is Tony Abraham and Sam Larry.
Okay, so let's take the Tony Abraham video, please.
Out of everything, you have to cost my child. You have to bully my child. Cost my child. Cost my daughter. Cost my husband. So people are angry. That means you have to cost my child. You have to cost my husband. You have to cost my family. For what? For what? Over what? Auntie Abo, can you imagine? They're costing my child. They're costing my child. For what? I have been quiet. And big time, Mama Sopeki Dake, my husband would say I should keep quiet. No, I'm not going to keep quiet anymore. I am taking this off. They will put up my picture of my son, my daughter. I've been cursing them because money. Because I made my. Everything I do in my life, even when I go to the cinema, when I make movie at the cinema, I do not spend the money alone. People. You guys will think it's a joke. I would not take sorry. And I'm not joking. My husband does not look for trouble. You bully that man. You keep bullying him. You have to take it to my 4-year-old son. You have to take it to my daughter. Because of what?
So she was basically lamenting and crying, complaining about how they've laid curses on not just her husband, her children, her family, and yeah. And so basically said she's not going to take it anymore because she said she did not influence anybody to vote for that. It was just her one vote. So why do we have a problem with her one vote?
Because she's a celebrity.
Yeah, so now she's gonna
Yeah.
come for everybody that's like maybe laid a curse on her, and she's gonna try to track them down from X, and yeah, she's not gonna take it lying down.
Whether it was our one vote or not, she's celebrity. In this country, we know that celebrities are the like greatest influencers in this country. So she was a big influencer when it came to the Tinubu government. So she should stand behind her decision. She chose him. She influenced on people to choose him. So like, why is she crying now? Okay, I can understand that they are insulting like family members. Like that is how Nigerians play their role in this country when it comes to dragging people.
It's really players. If they insult you and it doesn't touch you, they go stay with your family.
Exactly. So like she made a decision. She stand on a decision. She should not come on IG Live or TikTok Live and start crying.
Don't know.
Because it's not possible that just because she's rich doesn't mean that she's not also like receiving the repercussions of her selection of her one vote. Every vote counts.
Yeah.
So if she gave one vote to Tinubu and one situation, she's still part of the people that put the problem into the seats.
So Frances,
All right, there are two sides of the coin. You know, first and foremost, cyberbullying, that's what I detect there.
Yeah.
It's a crime. It's
So
wrong.
they're bullying her, now, you're saying?
Yeah, they're bullying her, blessing.
How they bullying her?
Cyberbullying, they put
How they bullying her? You did something.
But
at
Somebody's
the
going
time-
after you for doing something, and they are pained, they are suffering from what you did, and
Yeah.
they're telling you
They fix-
how they
hold
feel.
on,
I
they
would
fix-
not actually say
They
they're
fix
bullying
her,
her
they
because
fix the picture of her children, and they are saying nasty things and raining death
they are
curses
not
on those
bullying her
children.
because it's like when you are doing give and take, it's
No,
not
it's
bullying.
cyberbullying. You
When
can't-
if you insult me and I insult you back, I'm
no,
bullying
she's
you.
an insult. You cannot bring.
Answer
You
them.
cannot bring the picture of my child.
It's just the child.
fit
Maybe
there.
that was extreme.
That was
Okay,
extreme.
that's
There's
extreme.
cyberbullying going on
Bringing
there.
the
First of all, what
child
she
and
did.
her
Let's go
husband.
back to what she did. She called for the vote. She called on people to vote for Tinubu.
Yeah.
That's the crime, right? People are angry that it's not working, and so they're trying to throw.
No, she didn't call. That's not her crime.
What's her crime? Let's say?
Her crime is, you see, empathy is a very important thing. You know that we in the country were going through a difficult time under the APC administration. Nigerians saw something like a hope. They were clamoring for a change. They wanted something different.
They hope for Tinubu
You
to change the
came
country.
and you were trying to influence people to vote for an administration that people knew were going to bring not renewed hope but renewed shege to us.
And then,
Okay,
So it's not just
then
Tinubu
we're
as a
now-
candidate
and then
as a
we're
safe
now
vote.
in
That's
the
what it
shade.
is.
So, my
we're
lord,
now in the shade.
my lord.
People are saying that she brought pain to
saying,
us.
oh, your influence.
Is there a
Celebrating
word
in
for?
one
Is
year,
there a
posting
female
his
word for
picture.
my lord? Because I'm looking for that now. Because I think I'm in the court. So let me say this: if this was in the court, would it all these statements would they have had any water, any weight, in court? If the case is brought forth as cyberbullying, she stood for her political ideology, and that's the APC. This is how the court will see this.
See, she should have stood for her
And
political ideology in her house.
And so emotionally,
And just vote her vote. Not
emotionally,
That's the thing.
Emotionally,
If she was a nobody,
Africa.
if she was a nobody,
Yes.
nobody would pay attention to this.
Yes.
Nigerians won't come after
But
her.
it's
that-
Because there are millions of Nigerians who supported Tinubu.
is that
But she is a
why she should be
celebrity.
bullied on the internet?
She shouldn't cry.
Obviously,
She shouldn't cry.
She should have renewed hope.
bringing in our children is extreme.
No, let's paint on that picture. Yes, let's assume that Peter Obi won the election, and there were many influencers who were clamoring for Peter Obi to win, and somehow Peter Obi was not working. And
They
so
should
he
also call out
comes,
to-
brings up the
they should
video
also
of
call
all
out
the
to those
supporters and
people.
start cursing
Yes,
the child
they should
of
also
that
call out
person.
to the people
The
that
child
supported
of that
him.
person.
I
doesn't
said
work.
something to my friend.
That's bullying.
I said something to my
extreme.
friend
You know why I'm saying this is
when
not
the
bullying?
campaigns were on. I said something. I said, you understand what Nigerians are going through. You understand the pains of Nigeria. You know that Nigerians are sensitive during this period. Try to support your candidate, but don't do it. Don't write posts and post it out. It's irritating
What you are
Nigerians.
saying,
She should have
what you are saying,
she should have
Blessing,
had Nigerians
is
at
that
heart.
what you are saying,
It was a
Blessing,
painful experience for us Nigerians.
what you
For
are
other
saying,
people, it was
when we
painful.
say these things,
And the only thing that she can do now, or any other Tinubu supporter, the only thing they can do now
Just
is
keep quiet.
not keep quiet. Any policy, anything that happens that they know it's wrong, they should come out and call the government out. That's the only way to save your face. Come out and say,
I was
I
gonna
supported
say,
you,
if
but
they
this is
kept
how-
quiet,
this is what
it
we
would
Let's
have
be
been better.
very-
I don't
let's-
understand you coming to say what you've done in this 1 year in office. You've done this, you've done that, you've done,
She
and then you are
can't
praising the
outside
government.
let's be concerned about
the
something.
government.
Let's be concerned about certain realities here. So we don't drive into some level of military rule while we're in democracy. It looks like we are after a popularity contest. If you are more popular, you win the elections, all of us will support you, and if there's any voice, lone voice in the wilderness, we should destroy the person, we should cut their neck off like John the Baptist. It doesn't work that way in democracy. There are people who will support a government that we think is not working well because it serves their interests. One way or the other.
Clearly.
And I said clearly
That's
that, I said, my opener, I said there are two sides of this coin. One side is
What's the
that
side?
you'll be accountable for your actions. And that's the part I almost like. You know, I'm almost pleased with the fact that the Nigerians will begin to understand that you will reap what you sow. If you stand for a particular party, you will not just be left alone if that party fails.
Yeah.
So you must be sure about what you're standing behind and what you're vocal about. That's a good thing. But you know, we must be concerned about toning down some of the things that we do. Of course, you can drag them
She's not the one
and
being
call them.
dragged. People are dragging Wole
Hold on,
Soyinka.
blessing. Hold on, blessing. You can drag them. You can call their attention. Oh, Toyi, you said that this government, have you held the man accountable? These are very wonderful conversations to have, to drag the person to reality too. But when you start raining curses on their children, on their spouses, who might not even be in support of their candidate. I'm in a home where I'm a Chelsea fan, my wife is a Manchester United fan, and vice versa. And you start blaming my wife, who might be a Manchester fan, for Chelsea's failure. You're attacking the woman which was not supporting the club in the first place. So you don't do things like that. It's just common, you know, empathy and ethics to know that call this woman to be accountable to what she propelled or what she canvassed for, but don't cross the line. And that's my appeal to Nigerians. So that we don't start having people who are fighting for our good getting locked up in prison. Because when we go to court, we're not going to bring up the saying that, but you knew that this government is failing. And they ask you, how the government failed? Some intellectuals sit down with you, discuss about Tinubu administration. You'll be surprised about some of the good things that he's doing currently.
Listen.
I'm
So
not
we
the one
don't
that said
have
some
that
intellectuals
time.
don't
So
have
let's
that time.
just let's.
Yeah, Nigerians
let's-
should not insult them. Nigerians should drag them. They deserve to be dragged.
I suppose
But then
I make
we
people
know-
accountable,
the
so
funny
drag
thing
them.
with this
Yeah.
whole Abraham thing
Don't
is,
insult them. Just drag them.
somebody caused her, she calls the person back. It's back and forth.
But
Why
what I
are you
think- what I
why are
think-
you crying?
what I think she should do though is that when she has all this kind of cyber bullying and she's so
She should
innocent,
not even say anything.
Go
You
to the
get
police.
so that you have
do
evidence.
your job,
Or you
arrest
already
this man,
calls the person back. So why are you trying to?
no, arrest this man and get some peace. You know, if somebody's cyberbullying, but then
Yeah.
if
Like
the police
Mr.
sees the
Chinwo,
case and it's not strong enough as
Me
cyberbullying,
personally, I
let
think
it
she
go.
should drop her phone for a while. Because why are you coming out after 1 year and you're applauding Tinubu for what has he done?
Okay, so
Honestly, I wish
So-
Nigeria would do what some countries do when a particular brand or influencer misbehaves. They just start to boycott the person, ignore everything about
Cancel
the
the
person.
person.
They deserve
Cancel
it.
culture.
They deserve it.
yeah.
Cancel culture is what I haven't
But
suggested.
talking about I think she hasn't cancelled that. She know.
Cancel her movies, you know, things
No,
like
she
that.
hasn't.
Yeah.
No, she
Yeah,
hasn't
they
been
can
cancelled
She
help.
yet.
hasn't. I think she has.
I like her so
But
much.
yeah, so let's end it right now. So till next week when we come your way again with the biggest trends on X. My name is Chinazo Frances Uchefodema.
And my name is Oreo Jognetiga.
Bye.
Thank you, S girls.
Bye guys.
Bye, excuse.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary. On behalf of the board and management of Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, we extend our warmest congratulations to His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Ubrewari JP, Governor Delta State, on his first anniversary in office. In this short period, your visionary leadership, unwavering dedication and tireless commitment to the betterment of Delta State have left an indelible mark on our collective journey towards progress and prosperity. Under your guidance, Delta State has witnessed transformative initiatives, groundbreaking policies, and remarkable strides across various sectors. Your steadfast determination to prioritize the welfare and development of our people has not gone unnoticed, and we are proud to stand by you in support of your noble endeavors. As we reflect on the past year, we are inspired by your resilience in the face of challenges, your ability to unite diverse communities, and your genuine concern for the welfare of every citizen. Your leadership serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration, guiding us towards a brighter future for us all. On this auspicious occasion, we reaffirm our unwavering commitment to working collaboratively with your administration to realize the aspirations of our beloved Delta State. Together, we will continue to strive for excellence, innovation, and inclusivity, ensuring that every individual has the opportunity to thrive and succeed. Once again, congratulations on this significant milestone, and may the years ahead be filled with even greater achievements and prosperity for Delta State under your esteemed and inspirational leadership. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Honorable Austin Chikezie, Board Chairman, Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, and Mrs. Christine Imetulu, General Manager. Announcers.
Hello.
Seriously.
Human resources.
All right,
Yeah,
he's next.
so
He's
that's
next.
So look, just so that Nigeria will not go through too much hardship, we now decide to just for the period. Even if every local government has a refinery in this country, every local government has a refinery, there's no way you will sell fuel below 600 naira.
Okay.
Without being subsidized. But with the cost of international world crude oil today now, there's no way you will sell fuel less than 600 naira. The 591 is being subsidized for you.
Okay.
The 600 naira is being subsidized for you. So there's no way, no magic. You cannot buy something for 15 naira and you want to sell it for 25 naira.
Okay, let's just quickly go through the Guardian newspaper. The big story, big headline there says, poverty amid plenty, growing nation of destitute as homeless kids invade Abuja and Southwest.
Oh.
The photo speak there, it's terrible.
Yeah, children going to the FCT.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
we have
begging pants.
a grave. That's a grave, right? With,
Yes, it's looking like a grave. Okay.
Yeah.
FCT looking like a tombstone there.
So me, because the journalist just tried to write, it has been happening. The only thing that we have not heard that is the justices have not entered Asoro. Have you been to party before? Burial, wedding, where they serve you food, you will see some.
In
all these-
Abuja.
Want to hijack? Who said, where is Abuja? Is it not now?
Federal
And
capital.
Nigeria is not there.
To Federal Capital Territory.
Why are you deceiving yourself? The difference between Abuja and here is because maybe someone is shop work better there, better than here. Finish, nothing else. It's not the same human being like me and you live there. And your colleagues not working in Abuja, not be transferred to Abuja. Today, tomorrow, DBS maybe deploy you to Abuja, Delta State Annex office in Abuja. Are you not in Abuja there? Is it different from the Francis we know?
Okay. We got the picture. Let's go move on straight because we have a little time. I want
Yes,
you to
hunger in the country.
be witty about this. Talking about hunger, the Nation newspaper now headline: wage governors won't pay above 70,000 naira, and the writer says Uzodinma panel to give report. Federal government didn't offer 105,000 naira, says presidency. But now the headline: wage governors won't pay above 70,000 naira.
Yes. Actually, the governors, they have more force than even the president. What the president actually, I learned from a reliable person in the presidency that while the Minister of Finance actually suggested 105,000 naira for federal worker, then 100,000 for state worker. But the governors now, and I said it long ago, when Lagos State governor said he would pay 71,000 naira, and Edo State governor said he would pay 70,000 naira, and some people queried it. I knew that this was their benchmark because they have also been meeting since. They have also been meeting that this is going to be their benchmark, and now appeal to the federal government that you pay 75,000 naira. But now because of the heat, and this is a president who promised us living wage, not starvation wage. Now you know that 75,000 now cannot carry us. Even the 105,000 that your Minister of Finance is suggesting is just manageable. Otherwise, it will not really take you to the market. Now, the governors are now saying that they will not pay. And if the governors are not going to pay, because their force is even higher than any other forces, it is the governors that are the problem of this country. They have be the ones sponsoring labor, that labor should not accept, or at least they will not have headway all these years. But because now they shut down the nation now, the president now look at it that we cannot deal with this our economy anymore because they knew how much they lost that very day. It's more than 1 month's salary.
Okay, let's just go to the Daily Independent. I'm trying to look for a headline that's different from the ones we've taken from some of the. National minimum wage. Federal government fails to present new offer. Raises committee to fine-tune negotiations. We have Akume asks Nigerians to remain calm. Says Tinubu is working.
How long are we going to remain calm? Where is the work? We have not seen the work. We've not seen the work. It should persuade governors that they should not just bring down a rule of 70,000 naira. They should just opt it. If you can pay your politicians that amount, your political appointees, why won't you pay workers?
Yes, I saw a headline on the Guardian newspaper. Senators seek contract appointments for service chiefs. Orders.
Contracts.
Senators seek contract appointments for service chiefs and others. That's on news page 20 of the Guardian newspaper.
Well, I won't understand the meaning of that contract appointment because service chiefs are supposed to be people that are still in office. Once you are above 60 years, you are expected to retire.
Yes.
You are only heading that agency or that security agency at
Well,
that
I think
particular
they're
time.
looking for more political positions in the
So
future.
what do you mean by
And
say contract
they
appointment
don't
for
care about
service
the
shift? What do you mean by
workers.
contract appointment for service shift? And IG of police, when you get to age, at the age of 60, you're expected to retire, and if you're a chief of army staff, when you get to 60, you're expected to retire. So what contract are they
Well, the
seeking
Senate is
for
seeking
them?
You know, what will be the
contract
consequences of this will be that the end result will be that ex-governors and ex-ministers will turn out to be IGPs and the rest of them because they're on
Well,
contract.
I really read the story, so not until I read the story. Let me
not
not
understand,
comment, please.
yes.
All right, that's
So that I will
okay.
not comment negatively.
We end with this one. It's quite a report. Energy, that's on New Telegraph newspaper, says energy, federal government planned intervention to gulp 1.916 trillion naira, $245.6 million and 4.5 million euros. That's coming from a report, and that's on the New Telegraph. And that's all about energy and the FG's planned intervention.
Well, I don't really know the full details of this, but I will appeal that the federal government, no matter what it will cost, that whatever it will cost them to restore energy in this country, they should provide it. Because you spend billions of naira on pilgrimage, you sponsor Muslim, you sponsor Christian today. In short, that one should be throughout. They should desert that and convert those money to other areas, health, education, energy, agriculture. You understand? So please, whatever it will cost them, because they will still gain it. The light is not going to, the electricity is not going to be free. They will not supply it free. We pay bills. So whatever amount it will cost the federal government, I advise that they should convert it there. They should make it so that whichever way.
Thank you so much, Comrade Abel John Golden with you all the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming,
Witty,
sir.
fast analysis. When we come back, we shall look at health, safety taking over from food safety to safety concerning our health in terms of Lassa fever. And that's what's next with our Red Cross personnel this morning on Morning Right. Do stay with us.
Can't be saying this government to pay that money. They just don't want people.
Delta Television, the People's Bride. Let's do safety this morning. With us is a lady, and the conversation is on one thing, Lassa fever. We have her right here, Adugo Moi, CA focal person, Nigeria Red Cross Society, Delta State Chapter. Good to have you. Should I extend my hand for a handshake?
Oh my God. Good morning and welcome, Thank you so much.
It's good to have you. Lassa fever. Last time I heard of Lassa fever, I think years back, was this big campaign against Lassa fever.
But I think I read these days, though.
I thought we won the war.
No, it's back.
Oh, we won the battle and lost the war.
Yes, we won it that time, but it's actually back. Because, of course, we have rats breeding every day. So, they kind of, and people do bush burning almost all the time. So, and the rats are hungry, and when you burn bushes, you are chasing them out to come to your houses. to eat. Especially the multi-mammate rats, those are the ones that bring, or in simple terms, the multi-breasted rats. But of course, you can start checking rats, the one that is that has breasts and everything. So it's avoid rats.
Okay, just provide an overview of what Lassa fever is really.
Okay, Lassa fever is actually a disease transmitted from rat to human through an infected rat to, of course, a healthy human. And we have ways which they transmit these things. And I think I have this here. I wish I brought it earlier.
Oh, they're putting it on our screen boldly.
Yes. So we have ways of they get transmitted to humans. Maybe your food, you don't cover your food. You spread your food. Like, most times when we travel, we see that people spread things like egusi on the road.
Yes.
And sometimes these rats go there to feed and they'll pee.
The truth is that we do it all the time.
They do it all the time. They'll pee on the gari, and you find us drinking it without knowing that probably an infected rat has been there, or our uncooked food. We leave them open, or even handshake, because because sometimes somebody would have had contact with the rat's feces or urine, and somehow just the way you told me to have a handshake with you this morning. So you don't know if I've already had contact with the rats and or with the infected rat's fluid or something, then you now put the hand in your mouth, not knowing that.
Okay.
It's just almost the way. Okay, I won't say COVID, but one of the preventive ways, major preventive ways, is if we can follow the COVID hand hygiene. It's also a very good way, yes, to protect ourselves against Lassa fever.
Since we're talking protection, let's talk about protection. That's just one way. What are other ways to protect ourselves from Lassa fever? Yeah?
Okay, fine. I don't know if this will show very well, but let's just try.
Okay.
So one of the ways to protect yourselves from Lassa fever is you use traps, rat traps or rat bomb.
I'll just indulge the camera